I love each and every one of you. You're important to me from a friendship standpoint, a family standpoint, and you've had some impact in my life or my children's life along the way.
Right back at you.
And I love you guys. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You know, it's a lot of work to organize this many people to come to one location from all over the United States. It's a type of work that I don't mind doing because each and every one of you have not been a hassle. You're here because you put forth the effort to send a check-in and respond to 1 or 2 emails. So thank you very much. That's all I have. I'm not going to bother you anymore the rest of the trip. God bless you. Have a lot of fun and enjoy yourself. And thank you.
Perfect. My first time out to El Salto, I've known Randy probably about 20 years. Invited me the past couple of years to come down, but I was living in Canada, and with the COVID nonsense, I wasn't able to get across the border to come down here. So we moved down to Chicago, I guess mid 2021, and when the invite came out, we jumped all over it, and been looking forward to this for quite some time once I got the invite again. It's fantastic coming down here. It's been, we've been down, what, 24 hours or so. The service, our guide has been tremendous. Just a great experience so far. Seems like a great group of guys down here. Yeah, nice color.
What an awesome mix of vegetation here. Look at these, look at this shoreline. I got cactus in it with these trees and I mean like that. There you go. That's what I meant to do, Ken. Thank you for showing me how.
No, I'm just doing what Victor tells me.
Yeah, good. I can't even do that. God, this cove looks beautiful. I mean, look at the habitat here, the brush and the water and the... Yeah, that grandson of mine, that's been the light of my life, man. I never thought I'd take to it like that. Wow, being a grandparent, oh geez, fantastic. Yeah, I lost my sunglasses in the airport. I broke them in the airport. So I've had to get these loaners from the tackle shop at the lodge.
Did you sit on them, or?
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I think the first time I went bass fishing was in South Texas in San Antonio. I had a bunch of buddies of mine I was going to high school with, and I guess we were doing a lot of river fishing, and we'd float down the river with our gear and pull a lot of smallmouth bass, and every now and then we'd go to the big lakes in San Antonio and go largemouth bass fishing. So it was a lot of fun just hanging out with high school buddies and learning how to grow up and drink beer and doing all those things that we weren't supposed to do back then. And so a lot of great memories in South Texas with a bunch of buddies of mine doing that. And then it's kind of neat, as we've gotten older, becoming friends with Randy and his kids, and meeting Randy's friends, and then continue it now and later in life. And I hope to bring my 2 boys out here next year.
Yeah, we got some action on the top water this morning right off the bat, but then after that, nothing on top water. And then we've been fishing worms for the last, what has it been now, a couple hours, I guess, and various soft plastics. But it's just slow. We're not really getting the action just yet. Probably pick up later today. The question was asked by you, Grady, about our memories and stuff as being a kid and how you got introduced to all this kind of fishing and outdoor stuff. And it all starts off with being that young boy with that either a dad or grandpa or some kind of older mentor just introduces you to it. And all our stories are similar. You start fishing when you're a kid, and It hooks you, pun intended. Beautiful. All right. That's a nice one, man. That's a 6-pounder easy, huh? Nice. Good job, Ken. Good job. Yeah.
How much?
Like 20 something.
All right.
What do you think?
That's awesome.
I got you, man.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Good job.
So we'd go down there and we'd go out in kayaks. Yep. Got fish on 'em.
Will you teach me how? Whatever it is you're doing, Ken, keep doing it.
Okay. Poquito. Hey, pretty. Very pretty.
The fish here are so beautiful. They're so healthy.
I think gratitude is a theme that should always be weaved into someone's life, for sure. And you know, when you think about COVID and all the things that have been going on, and you know, a lot of people are scared. So many people die. I know people that have, and I'm sure others have. And to be able to be out here and beautiful place, family's healthy, meeting new people, enjoying some life together outside. There's so much to be thankful for, and blessings to be thankful for, that it's kind of humbling. But no doubt I feel grateful for a lot of things going on in life right now. He's pressing you, huh? You got a good little fish here. Come here, buddy. There we go. Come here. I got you. I got you. We'll get you unhooked and get you back in the water. There we go. Man, they're pretty here. Beautiful fish.
You're lucky, Mike. That was almost a beer.
Man, how do I catch the tip of that tree?
Mike's pinpoint accuracy while casting is on par this trip.
I'm giving you a head start.
He's giving me a head start. We got a competition going right now.
Good.
You catch a fish, the other person has to drink a beer. Before they can really start getting after fishing again, it has to be finished. I'm afraid and it's gonna break when I pull in this fish. That's a bounce cast. We call that. We trampoline it off the trees. It comes back in and drops right down where it needs to be. Bounce cast, works every time.
You did not.
Fish on! Slow motion, Grady. Slow motion, Grady. Slow mo.
If you don't get in the boat, I don't drink.
Drink. Beer counter 1.
That's how I know Ryan. I'm his flight instructor.
Come on, we don't have to tell him.
Figured, I guess all the times he's tried to kill me, he better take me to Mexico on a fishing trip.
Hell yeah.
That's his way of paying me back. I've gone through my share of britches riding with him.
Not only do I have to buy him new shorts. What do you say? It's all fun and games.
It's all shits and giggles until somebody giggles and shits. Yeah.
Oh, I'm grateful for anything like this, man. You know, it's great to step away from the real world and appreciate a little bit of nature. Getting to spend time with family, friends, and you know, disconnect from the world. People don't do it enough very often. People are glued to some of the reality and some of the non-reality, and I think it's all starting to get mixed up and confused. So it's awesome just to have experiences like this, and you know, that's one thing that I kind of liked about Mike when I first met him, is he's somebody that's, you know, chases experiences and doesn't just chase talking about them. So we need more people like that in the world, you know? People that go and do stuff they say they want to do instead of just looking at it on Instagram.
Not in the boat yet, Pacho. Damn it.
Do you want another underwater shot with him? I can get it if you want to film him reeling it in. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna bring it around up here.
Come up. Oh shit. Hold on, come back. Okay.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Well, they're little beers. Damn it.
And if this is over 5 pounds, that's 2 beers.
Bullshit. It's only like 2.5. You sure you're getting fish?
That's a nice one.
It is. All right.
Nice. Oh, there they go.
Oh, you better get a hold of that thing.
He's feisty.
No.
There's Luke.
I feel bad he's fishing by himself. We need to get him hooked up.
El Salto. Pretty fish.
You kiss fish? I don't.
Do a lot worse.
That's how you get sent. Got one? So, hold on. Ready? Come here. Let me hear. Pull. Stay away from
No,
my
I'm
pole.
gonna fucking kick that thing,
Get
dude.
your scissors away. Oh, that's a pretty nice one.
I still have it. Nice and calm over here.
Yeah, nice and calm. Maybe.
Maybe, huh? There he is. There he is.
Yeah. All right.
They're not big this time,
Yeah.
but there's
Little.
some of them. Well, the first time I ever went fishing, I went with my Uncle MH to Lake Havasu with my cousin Rodney, who got killed in Vietnam. I really miss the guy, but we were trolling Sonics. They're a small, vibrating lure, almost like a rattle trap, and he hit it. The fish hit it. It was a little small fish, and I think I probably drug it along the top of the water for about maybe a quarter of a mile. I didn't even know I had it on. But after that, I was hooked. So I can't tell you how many times I've been bass fishing, but that was the first time. In 1959, I caught my first bass, and I've been hooked on it ever since. I'm just crazy about it. So I do it whenever I can. It's made for a really good pastime and a release, you know, something I really like to do. I take the good days with the bad, and you know, like today is kind of an off day. The fishing's not real good, but that doesn't mean I'm not having a good time, you know, so.
One that sticks out was when the whole family, my dad and mom and my brother and sister, we all drove to Lake Shasta to visit the whole family. Chris was there, pretty sure Steve was there, and obviously Uncle Phil was there because he lives there, and David, and we had these water dogs. There was a bait that these guys used to be really into using, and I don't know, they were something else, man. Oh, I got the net. I got the net. You can tell I didn't learn much on that trip. No, but it just was fantastic. I remember this big stringer of fish, of bass. They went up Squaw Creek, I think, or maybe the Pitt River, and just killed them. It was pretty cool.
Tell me about El Salto this year. We got a little bit more water.
Well, you know, it looks like to me that number one, my vote on this is that we got a moon phase here, a full moon phase, and these fish are feeding at night, So, you know, we're going in when they're coming up. And in the morning, they're pretty much over. They pretty much fed out. So I think that's a big part of it. And I think there's a little pressure gradient going on here. Something's moving through because we're getting a little wind. And when you have both of those things together, you wind up with poor fishing, is what happens. All right.
Texas.
Fantastic.
Nice. Yeah, it's a bass.
It's a bass.
Yep.
What do you think start with here, buddy? Oh, look at here, man. Look at there. Fish on.
Fish on.
Woo! Didn't take him long.
Get that technique down.
Look at that, man.
Whew.
Hadn't even been fishing 5 minutes.
All
My
right.
boy Jesse's on it.
Hey, it's
You
all
got-
you and Juan, Randy.
Oh, look at
You and Juan have taught me everything I need
Oh,
to know.
yeah.
As long as I don't pull this hook Juan's hand, I'm good, right?
Look at that, man. Look at that. Someone ever ask you what today is, it's always Saturday. Today's Saturday on Lake El Salto.
It's always Saturday, Lake El Salto.
I'm out here with a good buddy of mine forever,
Oh,
Jesse Crow.
That's
He
me.
is a junior bass master.
yeah, I'm apprentice.
He's been certified on casting and Ned rig working it, and we're pulling him up into hook set and retrieval today. He just caught his first fish of the morning, hadn't even been fishing 5 minutes.
I think this one's a little bigger, but I could be wrong.
Oh yeah, man, look at here, baby, big bass. Jesse Crow on top of it today.
All right.
Look at that bad boy.
Woohoo.
Show that one to the world.
All right.
Yeah. Got this spot out here where we got some lily pads out here. What are we working and we've got a super fluke baby bass on here right now. Jesse's had some pretty good luck with it this morning. The first spot we went to, I don't know, I think maybe he caught like 8 or 9 fish. I lost count. I don't think he lost count though. He's in quite the spirits this morning.
I have been lucky today.
He is. Since yesterday afternoon to this morning, he has woken up as a master fisherman now.
Trained by the master himself.
He is officially just, well, in essence, we've created a fishing monster now.
I don't know, man.
I think every other cast, he's got something on the line. And I don't mean internet on the line, I mean on the line, on the line. You know what I mean? So it's been a good morning. I, on the other hand, have had 1 strike and have got nothing in the boat. But I feel the luck turning here. What I realize with Jesse is that the camera's on, he's a performer.
I know my job.
So we'll just have to have a fake camera somewhere on the boat all day after Grady leaves. What do you think?
Oh yeah, keep the fish hot.
All right, Jess, it's 7:30, so that means it's 6:30 at the Crow House. What's happening there right now? Look at there. Tell him about it, Jess.
Here we got another one.
Oh, look at him.
All right, here, come on, boy. I need to be careful not to pull him too hard.
Oh, you're gonna be all right.
There we go.
Look at that.
Another one down.
You're just tearing that shit up, man.
Man, dude,
You look like Billy Dance.
I'll tell you, it's feeling good out here, man. That's, I think, five in a row,
Oh,
man.
don't cut yourself short. That's at least 6 or 7.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, it is fun. This is the guy who's taught me everything I know.
Yeah.
He started training me at 19 years old. I was just a
Yeah, 19, huh? That's
poor
right.
child living in
Dude.
the ditch somewhere.
Squalor.
And hey,
Squalor.
squalor. Randall Wayne pulled me under his wing and mentored me to become the fisherman I am today. See that?
Look at that, Jesse.
Drop that hook right by the lily pad.
Woo!
He just teased the fish out. It's all his technique, you know? You have to be one with the fish, like Mr. Miyagi. This is my Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, you know, learning how to relax and enjoy things is a skill you have to acquire.
I appreciate it.
You have to practice it.
Whoop, whoop.
You know,
Well, that setting seemed to work.
you're tearing that shit up,
I'm
Jess.
tearing it up, man.
It's your day today.
It is.
I love it.
I'll tell you,
Dude, you're gonna make the A reel, man.
I am
You're gonna
on
take
fire.
You're gonna take up half the film, man, with all the fish you're catching.
I did a little bit with my dad when I was growing up, and we lived in Houston. We'd go out to Galveston Bay, and most of the time we'd go out, we'd be just fishing. And one time we went out, we did a lot of catching. And so we ended up on this concrete ship that's sitting in the bay, throwing out touts left and right. And I swear almost every other time we pulled in, we had a nice size trout. Or I think it's trout. But you know, from there then, you know, just would be fishing a little bit here, a little bit there. Never really did much, many more trips until it must have been 25 years ago. That's when I got introduced to Lake Texahoma by Randy. We drove up from Houston with the Sea-Doos and ski boat and went out there, had a guide that took us around, and it was the only female guide pretty much on the lake. But man, she put us in the middle of a school and really did a great job of staying on that school. Randy, how many fish did we catch that day? Yeah, I think we went right up to the limit, and yeah. And we were back at the dock, and you know, there are a bunch of the male guides out there, all puffy chested over their 1 or 2 fish, maybe 3 or 4. Our guide, we carried the cooler up there for her. She started breaking them out. She started the smallest one, and you see the guys all puffy chested still, feeling very confident. But then she just kept pulling the fish out and pulling them out, and they got bigger and bigger. They kind of left pretty quickly after that. But that's what got me addicted to fishing with Randy.
I've always fished. I started out fishing when I was young. When I was young and I was living in California, and my parents were, you know, not really, my dad wasn't really moving and working a lot, then we did a lot of activity, bird hunting and fishing, and with my grandparents and my dad. And we started the, you know, kind of the corporate grind or the moving all the time. And then, you know, kind of the, I don't know, I just kind of got away from the outdoor activity thing. Not that it's a bad deal, it's just a different season in life, I guess. But when I was young, I don't say this in a bad way, but for the most part, you know, my mom she was working at one point and she quit. But, you know, my dad was always working a couple jobs, and my grandparents, my grandma and grandpa Pack, I'd spend every summer with them for the most part, and they'd always go on vacation all over the United States. Mostly they went out to Oklahoma every year. And shit, I was in 3s and 4s, I don't know, you know, I was in my younger years, real young. And, you know, we'd go out there and we'd go on Lake Texahoma, man. And that lake's just a freaking killer lake for fishing. And we'd go out there And that's where I started fishing on Lake Texoma. It was great, man. We'd catch a lot of, back then it was white bass, and you know, they had a few stripers in there, but we were catching mostly white bass. And they'd run in these big schools, and you'd just throw anything almost into them, and they would take it. And that was kind of where I first got fishing. And then my dad would go fishing in lakes around California. And probably in the 80s when I started at UPS, I really didn't get much fishing in after that. But I'd like to do a lot of deep sea too. So anytime we travel anywhere and we're by the ocean, I'll usually take a day or half a day and, you know, try to go out. And, you know, a lot of times you have success. Sometimes you're just out there all day and don't see anything. But there isn't any type of fishing that I don't like to do. And then now, you know, we go up to Lake McClure, and Mike and I go fishing at Shasta. And we've been talking for probably 5 or 6 years that we always wanted to get back to Lake El Salto.
Woo! Got a jumper.
In front of the tree. No. Thank you. I might need the net.
Oh yeah, that's the netter. Get the net. Get the net. Let's go, Mick. Fucking go, dude.
There you go. Hold it up.
That's 4.
Yeah, ¿cuánto, Carlos? My dad is the one who got me into fishing. He grew up fishing a lot. He grew up in Louisiana, so they do a lot of hunting and fishing over there. So he got me into fishing, and actually the house I grew up in Austin, we had a pond, so we'd catch catfish and perch, stuff like that. So I fished a lot when I was little. And as I got older, occasionally I'd go to like Rockport, Texas, or the Gulf Coast and catch like redfish, stuff like that. But I kind of got, you know, did more hunting when I got older than fishing. But I like to, still love to go, and I've been going more and more the last couple of years. So.
First fishing memory I have is 5, 6 years old. We have a lake house down in Lake Conroe, and we used to always catfish out there. And we would drop feed into the lake and sit around the feed and just wait for the catfish to come up and drop our lures down there and just catch them. But other than that, no, just 5 years old, kind of family thing. Always been forced upon me. Growing to enjoy it more though as I get older and my responsibilities get higher in life. But yeah, there's nothing like being out here in the wilderness with no concrete around you, or, you know, moving cars or any of that. It's nice to just enjoy the sunlight and fresh air.
Little guy.
Not too bad. Not bad.
No,
Couple pounds
no, it's better than some of the other ones.
in the boat.
Yeah, it's in the boat. Now he's bye-bye. Well, what got me into fishing was Randy invited me first. I'm not much of a fisherman. I haven't fished a whole lot in my life, but I remember going with my grandpa when I was probably
7 or 8. I think it was the only time I ever remember going bass fishing. And I did catch one in his little John boat and out on the river, and that was really cool. And I do remember that, and then I haven't done it again. I'm only 56, so 50 years. I mean, that's quite a long time. Thankful to Randy actually for inviting me. I never would have really thought bass fishing was fun, but man, this has been a blast.
Yup, Dad and Randy invited me first time really bass fishing Lake El Salto. It's been pretty awesome. I can't complain about that too much.
Now something you probably want to pass on to.
Oh yeah, I got a 2-year-old boy, and one of these days bring him out here and bring Pops out here once he's a little older.
And as a grandpa, that'll be cool. Have my son and grandson out here a few years from now. I'm glad I was introduced.
Oh, for sure. Thankful for Randy for the invite. Thankful for my dad who invited me to come along with him, and couldn't be more happy.
Not feeling really good about the worm.
Yeah, put the Cinco on, catch a fish.
Right.
We're on camera.
Whoa, there you go.
Woo, baby. There we go. Got one now. That broke the ice. Now you need to get one. Yeah, they haven't been doing much today. Early in the morning they were okay. It wasn't even really early. It was like about 8, 9 o'clock, Started turning on, but after that, it only takes one cast, though, and that. One big fish, I'd be happy. Like that 7-pounder or even bigger. But hey, I'll be happy with anything right now. Just a fish.
I remember with my dad, some guy had a big old bass on he caught there. I'll never forget that. My dad was helping him get it in. And then Billy, Jesus, he used to always go to that place and take me. Billy's taking fishing everywhere. Same with Mike. Same with Philip. Gary's taking me to the river all the time. Always fun. And then Steve, he finally came around, and now he hangs out with me a lot. We go fishing and hunting and stuff, and I'm grateful for all that. But early memories, that's Dad, and that's a long time ago. I was probably like 6 years old, so that's 61 years ago. And then Billy, he was always fun to fish with. One time we were fishing a lake in the coast by, what was that by? It's by Oceanside. And I lost my lure, and the fish were hitting like crazy, and they were like 2 pounds plus. And every time you threw in, you get a fish, but I lost my lure, so Billy gave me his. And we just sat there, and he'd catch fish, I'd catch fish. He'd catch fish, I'd catch fish. Kind of how we are. We're always, all of us are like that. Helping out, trying to make it happen, make things happen, make it a good time. Enjoy the heck out of that. Great memories. All of my brothers. So if we're not fishing, we're hunting. Or hanging out, playing darts, or doing something. We like to hang around each other, and I appreciate that out of all of them. And especially Randy for getting us here, which is awesome, freaking awesome.
We got a fish in the salad, so we got apple meal. All we need now is to find a potato patch around here, and we'll be all right, huh? Or the dressing, what do we need for the dressing? Beer.
Tequila.
Yeah. I have a lime, a lemon and some salt and a little beer. It wouldn't be bad dressing. I do like lemon on salads, though. You ever have that? Lemon on a salad? It's good. I like it.
Good morning.
Nice.
Woo. Awesome, awesome. Here, let me. Woo! This is what we come here for. Beautiful fish.
Good little fish. Just to see what was going on, and I could see a bunch of fish feeding.
Awesome, Nico.
Off the water.
Make him dance. Nice fish.
Yeah.
You could see him feeding?
Yeah,
night?
on top. Pretty guy. Being able to come out here and fish with my dad, and think about this time last year, my wife was pregnant, and now I got a 7-month-old daughter, and just kind of realizing how special of times it is to be able to spend time with your parents, and I just really look forward to being able to teach Lucia how to fish and kind of share stuff that I love, and be able to teach her stuff that's been kind of taught to me through the generations. And
Special
just
time
very
in life.
meaningful, yeah.
I met Randy and then kind of found out about his dad a little bit. And I have some close friends. I still do even do consulting work. I tell them it's insulting work, discretionary employment, but it's with Walters Oil and Gas. And they asked who I was going fishing or playing paintball, and Randy Smith's name came up, and I said, yeah, his dad did something in the oil field. And they go, Gary Smith? Yeah, I knew his dad. Walters was used his dad, and Tim goes, yeah, I remember he was missing one finger on one hand. But they said Gary Smith was a pretty cool guy, oil field guy. So it's a small world, smaller than you think.
Yeah, my wife Tara and I, speaking of just small worlds and stuff, we met while we were both solo camping in the Great Sand Dunes. And then our first real date, we went fly fishing in Colorado together the next day. That was just a fun time. We didn't catch anything the whole time, but man, did we have a blast together. And kind of rest is history. Now we got a 7-month-old daughter. We've been married for a little over a year, and it's just cool how things like that work out,
Get a little choked up. It came out of my mouth earlier, and I just thought, perfect for Randy, the Dream Maker. Love you, and enjoy every moment I'm around. It's a quick journey we're on, that's for sure.
No cerveza today.
Yeah, I don't have to take the test either, so. This is the money shot. I think we gotta. Yes.
That one?
Yeah. Told you that was the money shot.
There are fish in here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Gray. There we go.
Yeah. It's a fish.
I'm gonna hold it up after you. That's a small one. That's not one you normally display, but hey, at least it's on there. We're on the board. I didn't do a lot of fishing in between there when I was really young. That was 7, 8, 9, until I was about 15. And my brother took me down to there's this one jetty, and we were bopping these spinners. And the funny thing is I was telling that story, and Steve Smith said, I was on that same bridge. We were doing the same thing back when, and it was probably about the same time. He's a little bit older than me, but I was pretty young, and my brother was a little bit older. So, we were probably same place, same time, hitting the Bonita Run off the, right out of Seal Beach. So that was another real fun episode that I will never forget. And then no more fishing for a long time until I took my 2 boys fishing at Irvine Lake And the first day we caught like 4 or 5 fish, which was a lot, because that's a lot for a little lake. And then my son, I even have it on video still, my son caught a 5.5 pound off of this little drop shot, and he struggled with it. I got the whole thing on video. So then they've been hooked, so they've been doing a lot of fishing lately. And then out here. So that's kind of my fishing story. I don't think it's very big, but the point is where it's at. I like when he takes a little line. Yeah. The strong ones when they take a little line. I'm gonna grab it. I got it. I'll just take care of it. Okay. Keep it open. Look at that side lip.
Just what the camera ordered.
Gotta hold that one up. Little 1.5 pounds.
Oh, my real introduction to fishing, I grew up in Michigan, and I had a buddy who's was big into fishing, and they invited me to go steelhead fishing one night. Because you know, in Michigan they get a lot of coho salmon and steelhead, and I probably spent most of my time on the line, on the bank, untangling my lines, because it's the first time I'd use a spinner. I'd always probably about 15. I was probably 15 or something like that. But then we fished all the time, and I just, with that family, the Slades, we just have some cool stories of salmon fishing and bass fishing, and they're at their lake home in Lake Gitchagumi, it was called, and we just, and that's you know, they filled the passion that I'd already had, was always to go fishing, but my dad wasn't big into that type of stuff. He was working his ass off to feed 6 kids, so. But it probably, and you know, work gets in the way, and you just, you know, it takes a different priority in life for a while. But I live in a beautiful area now in Minnesota, and we do a lot of walleye fishing. And my father-in-law, he was a big walleye fisherman. He considered everything else garbage fish. So I got a lot. Up there we do a lot of walleye fishing, so don't do enough of it. And live right off the St. Croix River, which is a beautiful body of water. And for my 2 sons, we're trying to get out there a little more on a consistent basis. So, but yeah, and I just want to say to the Smith family, they're very special. Very special, so all of them are, and our family appreciates them.
Or dos for you. Pito, you get yourself a beer on me.
Yeah. Agua for me.
Down deep.
Found her. I did a little fishing with my dad. My dad always did a fishing trip with his buddies over Memorial Day into northern Ontario. I was always too young to go. By the time I got old enough to go, they pretty much were done with it. So did a little local fishing, not all that much. Grew up not too far from one of the Finger Lakes, essentially, upstate New York. And when I moved to Minnesota in '91, started doing some fishing. We lived on that little lake, and started doing some fly fishing. out west, did a yearly trip out west to various spots. It was about the time that movie River Runs Through It came out. All of a sudden fly fishing became wildly popular in the early 90s. All of a sudden everybody wanted to do fly fishing.